xarumahaasna uu ku tababari doono dhalinyarada Soomaaliyeed si ay ugu shaqeeyaan kambaniyo Mareykan ayagoo jooga waddankoodii oo fursado waaweyn soo kordhin doona. ilaa waxaan shirkadaha Mareykanka waxaa u shaqeeya xarumo ku leeyihiin wadamada Hindiya, Thailand, Kenya, Pakistan, Malaysia, wadamadaas oo dhan. Kambanigaasi marka wuxuu samaynayaa shaqaalo badan oo gobolada adduunyadaas u jooga kuwo lamida inuu Soomaaliya ka sameeyo. waxaa kaloo maraya ama jooga shirkad ayadana ku takhasustay tiknoolajiyo sare loogu qaadahayo efficiency-ga isticmaalka shidaalka. shirkadaas oo ayadana hadiisa la geli doonto shirkadaha sida beek oo kale. shirkadaas marka waxay ka caawin doontaa beeka tiknoolajiyo u sahlaysa in ay beeqaamiyaan shidaalka ay isticmaalaan matoorada kala duwan ee beeko, taas oo ama shirkadda beeko faa'iidadeeda sare u qaadaysa ama qiimaha macaamiisha hoos u dhigta. ayadana nala joogta shirkad Asian Learning la dhaho oo ayadana ah markii ugu horeysay ee shirkad Mareykan ah oo arrimaha waxbarashada ka shaqeysa ay ka soo baxday meel ka mid ah adduunka ay kasoo meeshii ugu horreysay Soomaaliya. shirkadaasna waxay rabtaa xirfadaha ay u baahan yihiin dhalinteena si baahida suuqa ama xirfadda suuqa loogu baahanyahay oo siin doonta. iyaduna way nala joogtaa, waxayna caawin doontaa inay si fudud shaqo uga helaan suuqyada kala duwan ee adduunka oo midka Mareykanka ugu horeeya. waxaa jooga shirkad ayadana ku takhasustay in ay tababarto caawiso kalluumaysatada Soomaaliyeed si ay u helaan fursadda ama quality-ga ama standardka loo baahan yahay si ay suuqa Mareykanka iyo wax ugu noolsinayaan. haddii suuqa Mareykanka ay access u helaan macnaheedu waxaa weeyaan in meel kastoo kalena badeecadooda uu samayn karaa. way sii horeysay mar aan la kulmayna qodobada Mareykan waxay noo sheegeen in dadka Soomaaliya sanadkii $45 billion revenue ah industry laga samayn karo oo meel Soomaaliya oo dhan ay isticmaalaan karto dhaqaalaha iyo horumarka dalkana wax weyn ka qaadaysa. waxaa nala socota shirkad aviation-ka ah oo ayadana rabta in ay la heshiiso shirkadaha Soomaaliyeed iyo Somalia Airlines iyo wasaaradda duulista hawada, taasoo ayadana in industry-ga sidii loo horumarin lahaa kala shaqeyn doonta inay noo socotaa. shirkadaha nala jooga waxaa kamid ah technology companies oo ayaguna la shiri doona kambaniyada Soomaaliyeed gaar ahaan bangiyada oo sida lacagaha dalkan u imaan lahaayeen iyo sidii looga diri lahaa iyadana ay joogtaa. marka shirkadahan waxay halkan u joogaan in ay shirkadaha Soomaaliyeed ay barnaamijka la sameeyaan, taas oo fududeynaysa isdhexgalka ganacsiga labada wadan iyo labada dalka. ganacsiguna wuxuu sabab u noqon kar doonaa in labada bulsho ee Mareykanka iyo Soomaalidu ay saas lamida ay isuna fahmaan ugaan oo shaqeystaan. wasaaradda ganacsiga Mareykanka waxay nagu cadaysay oo aan geyn doonaa sanadkii soo socda US Select oo ah shirkadeed wasaaradda ganacsiga Mareykanka sanad walba qaadato oo markii ugu horeysay oo iyadana shirkado Soomaaliyeed ay ka qaybgeli doonaan insha Allah tacaala, oo ayaguna bal inay saamiyaan fursadaha ka jira waddanka Mareykanka. marka Mareykanku waa dowlad aan saaxiib nahay. maalin kasta oo Soomaaliya ay u baahdeen Mareykanku garab ayuu siiyey. marka laga soo bilaabo xilmiyadii markii madaxweynihii Ibraahim oo Mareykanka iyo Kennedy oo halka ay ku cadowday, waxaa ka dhashay in macallimiin iyo dhakhaatiir iyo dad khubaro beeraha ah loo soo diray Soomaaliya, taasoo runtii waaga Soomaaliya isku filnaan marka cuntadan gaartay dad badan oo Soomaaliyeed ay ka barteen. sideedameeyadii haddana markii madaxweynihii Maxamed Siyaad Barre ugu cadowday White House Reagan waa si IMF iyo World Bank iyo shirkadaha energy-ga Soomaaliya Mareykanka ay ayaguna yimaadeen Soomaaliya oo keeneen in labada wadan ay waxooda qabsi yeeshaan. mar kale markii sagaashan labadii duufaha xagga amniga iyo macaluusha ay Soomaaliya ka jirtay, mar kale George Bush waa kii soo diray ciidamada Mareykanka si nabad badan oo Soomaaliyeed loo badbaadiyo oo mishinkaasina kastoo uu ahaa ayadana waxay tusaysaa xageeni markii argagixisadu soo weerartay waa sii wadamo Mareykanka mar walba gacan siiyey ciidamadeena sidoo gacan siin lahaa haddii duruufo tahay marka xiriirkaas labada wadan u dhexeeya in lasii horumariyo uu noqdo mid dhaqaale iyo horumar dhaqaale keena xagga tacliinta xagga dhaqaalaha xagga dhaqanka bes in loo sii horumariyo bes waxaan ka shaqeynayno waxaan mahadcelinaynaa dhammaan cid walba oo gacan ka siisay shirkan maqdamiintiisa oo ugu horeysa xafiiska madaxweynaha oo ninkii howlwadeenadiisa xalay habeenay u taagnaayeen sida uu qabsami lahaa xafiiska wasaaraha wasaaradaha kala duwan iyo cid walba oo gacan siisay waxaan rabaa in halkan aan ammaan gaara ku jiro ganacsato Soomaaliyeed oo Soomaali Mareykan ayagana caawa maanta halkan jooga oo u soo safray inay soo wariyaan dadka Mareykanka laftirkoodana fursadaha waddanka ku jira aan sameyn marka waxaan deenaynaa in labada maalmood soo socota ay noqon doonto laba maalmood xiiso badan oo wax badana la kala faa'iido dadin iyo dadkiila cusubna geliso waa cusubna u furta calaaqaadka iyo waxsadaafsiga dowladaha Mareykanka iyo Soomaalida aad iyo aad maasantiin dhammaan kasoo qaybgalkiina waxaan deenaynaa insha Allah laba maalmood guula iyo horumar. Assalaamu calaykum warahmatullahi.
Thank you very much, Dr. Barry. I would like now to call a partner with us in organizing this conference. Let me call Hamza Ogere, who is the managing partner of Clinical Traders. He is the co-organizer of this forum.
Good morning. It is an honor to address this room, a room that brings together Somali leadership and American innovation, united by a shared vision for partnership and progress. Your Excellency, President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, honorable ministers, distinguished ambassadors, esteemed guests, brothers and sisters, welcome. Now I don't want anyone to think I forgot how to speak Somali, but out of respect for my American colleagues and guests here today, I will deliver my remarks in English so everyone can follow along. And I know my mom will forgive me when she watches this when I'm there. It's a true privilege to be here today. First, I want to thank His Excellency, President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, for his warm hospitality and leadership, your vision for a strong, prosperous, and self-reliant Somalia inspires not only Somalis, but friends and partners around the world. Your hospitality reflects who we are as people, generous and welcoming. That makes me proud of my roots, and proud to stand here today with my American colleagues to witness Somalia opening a new chapter. I also want to recognize Ambassador Goddard. His vision is why we are all here today. As an entrepreneur, I often find government processes and systems difficult to understand. But His Excellency showed me something different, that with true leadership and diplomacy, even the toughest challenges can be navigated. For that, Ambassador, I thank you. My name is Hamza Ogere. I am a Somali American and co-founder of Clean Core Ventures. I was 4 years old when my family left Mogadishu 30 plus years ago. At that time, Somalia was a nation at war. And today, we gather here not in conflict, but in cooperation. That change itself is historic and is proof of Somalia's resilience. the ability to rise from hardship and move forward with strength. And today we mark another first, the first American business delegation of its kind in Somalia's history. Not a mission of aid, not a mission of aid and not a mission of charity, but a mission of trade and partnership. Somalia has always shown resilience, and America is defined by a pioneering spirit, the courage to take risks, to innovate, to build. And today those two strengths meet in the same room, Somali resilience and American innovation. Together, they can create a partnership stronger than any obstacle and larger than any single company. This forum is about more than just signing papers and shaking hands. It's about transferring knowledge, skills. The companies that come with me are not donors, they're innovators. They bring expertise in technology, energy, healthcare, aviation, education, and finance. And they're looking for Somali partners to build something new together. We want to create jobs, spark innovation, and prove that Somalia is not a place of dependency, but a frontier of opportunity. Our mission is clear: to ensure Somalia is positioned to lead in this new era of innovation and investment. Prosperity comes not from isolation, but from partnership. So let us see this moment, let us make this forum not only historic, but transformative, the beginning of a lasting relationship where Somalia and America can walk forward together in trade and trust. Mr. President, honored guests, what begins today is not just a forum. It is the foundation of a lasting partnership. May God bless our partnership and give us the strength to build a future worthy both of our nations. Thank you.
Thank you, Elder. We now move to our next agenda item. Please allow me to call His Excellency Ali Omar, the State Minister of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Federal of Somalia.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, Excellencies, distinguished guests, delegates, friends. Good morning. It's a privilege to welcome you to Mogadishu for the Somali-US Presidential Trade Forum. This gathering marks a defining moment in the relationship between our two countries. For decades, Somali narrative was framed through lenses of security and aid. Today we are open a chapter, one that builds trade, investment, and a lasting economic cooperation. We honor by the partnership of Somali leadership, U.S. government officials, business executives, and global investors and development vendors. Your presence here today is a clear message. Somalia is ready to engage the world as an investment destination, and our partnership with the U.S. is central to the vision. For decades, Somalia has been faced a challenge that would have been broken many other nations. 10 years of no government, total collapse, that has created an environment that any other country would not have been Yet our people never stopped moving forward. our entrepreneurship kept trading and business was going without the government. Our companies kept innovating, our youth kept dreaming. This is the true story of Somalia, a story of resilience. Our private sector has always been ahead of the curve. Long before the world had spoken and hinted, Somali remittance companies connected families across the world. Long before Africa digital boom, Somali telecom companies connected millions. Commerce, not a conflict, is the heartbeat of some of our nations. And now, with the stability improving, Somali business potential is even more clearer. We are a nation with a youth of 70% under the age of 25, a generation digitally native, globally connected, determined to create. This is not just our future, it's our greatest advantage today. Somalia is also uniquely positioned as the newest member of East African community. We are part of a regional market of 300 million people. At the same time, our century-old ties to the Gulf give us a natural access to the Middle Eastern market. Fewer nations in the world enjoy these dual gateways. Africa by geography, Gulf connected by history, and globally by diaspora. But the resilience alone is not enough. Now we must turn this resilience into prosperity, meaning investing in our youth, unlocking our natural resources, and building a partnership that creates jobs, industries, and growth. My message today is simple. Somalia is open for business, open for innovation, and open for a partnership. To our friends in the region and beyond, do not see Somalia as a risk to be managed. See Somalia as an opportunity to be seized. Together we can build renewable energy systems, modern agriculture, digital health, and industrial with a power of shared future. Ladies and gentlemen, Somalia has endured much, but our horizon is bright. Let this forum be more than a discussion. Let it be a beginning of an action to invest, to innovate, and to believe in Somalia of tomorrow. Resilience, dynamic, and prosperous. I thank you.
Thank you very much, State Minister Alima. Please now allow me to call Dr. Ryan Jan, the Minister of Agriculture and Water Resources of the Federal Government of Somalia. I also allow him to engage and I also allow him to call the President.
Minister of Energy and Water Resources. A very good morning to have the President of Somalia with us here today. This is critical, and I welcome everyone gathered here today. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. وحنا فرحان بالمرأة ولد الصومالية بالحرية الصومالية هذا فريق. إن أنت رجل هذا يو جنسي يو إسرائيلي يو الشقين كان استطاع مريكا وكنت أعلم فرح سنة إن نوي ما دام نصاب بورا يدور الصومالية. ممكن بدل ما أشتغل كنا كرهنا قبلي أهمك هذا وهذا dadka Soomaaliyeed dowladda Soomaaliyeed hoos loo eegayay oo ay gacanta hoose ay lahaayeen marka maanta maalintan weeye Soomaaliya waxaa yaala qaybaha badan oo kala duwan energy haddaan kamida ka ilaalo Soomaaliya waxay u badan tahay energy-ga hadda nadiifta ah oo adduunka laga dhaliyo oo qoraxda iyo dabaysha ah meelaha ugu jaanka badan adduunka wadamada adduunka markii isbeddelada ugu dambeeyay sameeyay ugu dabaysha badan oo dabaysha koronto laga dhaliyo oo korontada dabaysha haddii investmentii la yaqaano loo helo aan Afrika oo laga dhali karo korontada laga dhaliyo iyo qoraxdaas badan waxaa kaloo leedahay khayraadka ugu badan Soomaaliya ayaa ka mudan kalluun Soomaaliya waa meelaha adduunka tuumada waxaa ugu badan tahay marka maanta waa amri kelmadda waxaa iskale madaxweynaha jamhuuriyadda federaalka Soomaaliya nasiib baa u yeelatay dadkiina halka soo qayb galay maanta inuu madaxweynuhu nagala soo qayb galo shirka ila soo dhaweeya anigana mooshinkeedu waxaa madaxweynaha soo dhaweeyo madaxweynaha jamhuuriyadda federaalka Soomaaliya
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to address this important forum, which represents a turning point in how Somalia engage with the United States and the wider international business. We are gathered here today with a clear purpose to explore opportunities, build trust, and chart a new chapter of investment and trade between Somalia and the global partners, in particular the United States. For far too long, Somalia was portrayed through the lens of hardship and instability. Yet today we are determined to write a new chapter of history, one defined by growth, opportunity, and transformation. Over the past 3 years, we left no stone unturned to ensure that we have the necessary development strategies and the creation of an enabling environment for trade and investment. At the core of this transformation has been our focus on creating enabling environment grounded in improved security, institutional reform, and strategic planning. We've taken decisive steps to defeat terrorism, stabilize Somalia, and in particular Mogadishu, and restore public trust through the rule of law. We've also implemented key governance and economic reforms to strategic institutions, promote transparency, and deliver better services to our people. To propel this progress and shape a more resilient future, we developed the centennial vision of 2060 and the National Transformation Plan, NTP, as a strategic framework that chart a clear path toward sustainable development, inclusive growth, and a vibrant economy driven by trade and investment. Our vision anchored in reform, our National Transformation Plan and Vision 2060 are not just aspirations, they are a practical framework that places private sector-led growth as well as institutional partnership at the center. They chart clear path for Somalia to become an economy driven by productivity, innovation, and openness. Ladies and gentlemen, Somalia has already achieved a historic milestone with the completion of the debt relief process, restoring fiscal credibility, and enabling access to global finance. Building on this foundation, my government has enacted investment-friendly laws, including robust investment protection, simplified business registration, and transparent financial regulations. These measures guarantee that both domestic and foreign investment are secure, sustainable, and profitable as well. We are also reforming public financial management decentralizing services, and fostering inclusive governance. These efforts strengthen the rule of law, reduce risk, and create the predictability that investors demand. Opportunities in a strategic location of Somalia. Somalia is uniquely positioned to become a hub of trade and investment, with over 3,300 kilometers of coastline, the longest in Africa, and a location at the crossroads of Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Somalia offers unmatched access to international markets, whether it's Europe, the Gulf, or Asia. Our geography places us at the center of the global trade routes. Our natural assets are equally compelling: fertile farmland, abundant fisheries, renewable energy potential, livestock, and untapped mineral resources and wealth all await sustainable investment. Agriculture, energy, logistics, ICT, and infrastructure are priority sectors ready for transformation through international partnership. For a courageous and visionary investors, Somalia represents not only an emerging market, but also a first mover opportunity. Regional and global integration. Ladies and gentlemen, Somalia's economic prospects are strengthened by its membership in the East Africa community, giving investors access to a dynamic regional market of over 300 million people. Our advanced access to the World Trade Organization will align Somalia with international trade standards, further reducing barriers and creating predictable environment for global business. These steps reinforce Somalia's role as a gateway economy, anchoring trade flows within the East Africa and linking them to global supply chain. A partnership with the United States. This forum is a testament to the strong ties between Somalia and the United States. The U.S. private sector is globally known for its innovation, technology, and ability to identify opportunities where others see only challenges. We believe Somalia is precisely such a frontier market. By combining American expertise with Somali potential, we can unlock transformative projects that deliver jobs, innovations, and sustainable growth to Somalia and the Horn of Africa region. The government of Somalia is ready to be your partner. We will facilitate your entry, safeguard your investments, and ensure that the returns you achieve are not only financial, but also contribute to a shared prosperity for both our people. In conclusion, a call to invest now. Ladies and gentlemen, the opportunity before us is clear. Somalia is no longer a country defined by its past difficulties, but by its future possibilities. We are laying the foundations for a strong, dynamic, and diversified economy that will endure for generations to come. Somalia is open for business, and we have a vision, the reforms, and the human resources. My government will facilitate your entry, safeguard your interests, and ensure that your success is also Somalia's success. The opportunity is here. The opportunity is here, and the time is now. Together, through trade and investment, we can turn Somalia's potential into a reality of jobs, innovations, and growth. I thank you.
So, sorry, the forum is open.
Thank you very much, His Excellency President Sheikh Mahmoud. As the President said, the forum is officially open. To kick off, we will start with the keynote speech. But to give you a little bit of who's here, who came to Somalia to be part of the Somali Rights Center. We have different candidates. Like we say, 15 candidates. We have over 50 delegations. Some of the candidates, we have a startup from Silicon Valley. We have a publicly traded, almost $1 billion value company who is also here to partner with the Somali Rights Center. We have an education platform, over 7 million students. We have a telemedicine platform, over 5 million users, which helps nurses to, like, which takes the accuracy of the drug prescription to go higher. We will make sure these technologies are available in the hands of the Somali nurses. So a lot of companies travel to just join the transformation of Somalia. The first keynote will be about the human capital development of Somalia. Somalia is a young nation. Somalia, 75% of Somalis are less than 35 years old. But again, we need those young people to be prepared for the future of Somalia. To do that, we need an education transformation. We have Dr. Lenore, who traveled from the United States. I know to present the details of that. She is the Somalia 2060 University. Page by page. So she took the whole, I think she has the and she used the Somalia, and I called General.
Thank you. It is such an honor to be here this morning. And Mr. President, Mr. Ambassador, thank you for the honor of addressing such an august body of individuals who care so much for their country. I am going to tell you a little story about education and how it forms the social capital of the workforce. Because that is what we do every day in the United States, and we've done it for over 100 years. And it is an essential piece of what we do. And so I also want to thank Mr. Hamza Wardiri, who has, for 4 years, given me this vision of what we can do in the United States, and he is now carrying it into. So I can walk around.
Yes, please. No, you want to keep all of them together.
Oh, okay. Yes. Sorry. Hold on. Does that work? Good. Okay. Thank you. So Mr. Hamza Wardiri, who has given us a vision of certification for all students. And he continues to work in Washington, D.C., making sure that every child has the opportunity, because it is not enough that we continue with kind of past practices, but that we move forward. So a little bit about my history. I have been an educator for almost 70 years. And I started out as a teacher, I was a principal, I was a superintendent. I did this and still hold the record in my state of Virginia as being the youngest female superintendent in the country, in Virginia. That was many years ago. Since that time, I've worked at university level and then had the opportunity to come to Jason Learning. Jason Learning was founded by Bob Ballard. Bob Ballard discovered the Titanic 37 years ago. He was working for the Navy. It was a cover story. He was actually looking for a submarine and found the Titanic. He became famous overnight, came back to the United States, realized that he did not have students who were going into oceanographic studies, and so he would have no one to work on his ship of exploration. So he founded Jason and the Argonauts. If you're familiar with Greek mythology, Jason went on this voyage, fought incredible creatures so that he could find the golden fleece, the money. We, to this day, are Jason and the Argonauts, and our golden fleece is knowledge, because we know that knowledge is a social capital that creates the opportunity for not only individual students to be successful, but also for the entire country to be successful. It is the collaboration between business and government that is founded by social capital, a la education. I must say that, yes, I have read this, Your 2060, and it is so powerful. We teach in our country leaders about strategic planning. And one of the significant pieces of strategic planning is that you prepare a document that people can understand. If they cannot understand it, then it's worthless. This is amazing because it has clear outcomes. If I was a principal in your country, I could take this and measure my students' success based on your national document. But I think even more important, when I was in Turkey getting ready to come to Somalia, I was talking with a citizen, a gentleman, and he was asking why I was coming. And I was telling him, and what he said was, "This is the hope of my country." The hope of his country. That means that you have created something that people believe in, and that is that belief that will enhance everyone to be part of it. Culture is so important, and the belief of culture is critical. What a nice model for us all. In this document, over and over again, it says that human capital is what is going to carry the country. It is the development of opportunities for everyone to work and progress, women, young people. And right now, one of the challenges is how do you make sure that you have your entire population learning and working? And so that's what we do in the States, and that's the little piece that we might be able to contribute as some lessons that might be useful and we could share. So quickly, we're a 37-year-old nonprofit, and what we have done for the last few years is to work on STEM, because STEM is basic for the future for everyone. And as much as it can be integrated and included in everyone's education, the better. Because if you are not focused on those opportunities and you're not teaching for the future, then when your students graduate, they will live in the past. And we have to live in the future. So you'll see our technology. The government invested in our technology. They gave us a platform. Our platform can sit on any system that has connectivity to everyone. And as long as we're sitting on that platform, then students can access our content from anywhere in the world. And so they can get the same education that you would receive if you were in the United States. And so it is the technology that founds and funds what we're doing. So it's synchronous, asynchronous. It is the opportunity at any point, anywhere, to be able to learn. We call ourselves the Netflix of STEM. So if you go into Netflix, you pull up that piece that you want. And we think that's what teachers need. Teachers need to be able to go into a body, a library of resources and pull out that piece that they need in order to share the message so that students learn it. Because we know that learning is based on your connection to the learning. Think back to your favorite teacher ever. Think of your favorite teacher. Why did that work for you? In most cases, it worked for you because that person connected to you in a way that made meaning and made you also believe that you could do it, right? So you could become. Those are our resources that are there for everyone to receive. We also, I don't know how much everyone in here knows about Peloton. Peloton is an athletic program and you do it, but you can access it at any point. Teachers need to be able to access materials and students at any point, so Peloton. It has to be ecosystem and community. Parents need to know what their students are learning, and the parents need to learn with their students. We used to think that we would teach the parents and the parents would teach their students. It's different today. Parents learn with their students. The young people, because of technology, are learning more than our parents. So we have to change our view so that our parents learn with our students. The young people are taking us into the future. And then it has to be career connected. So if you go back to the model of the US, one of our greatest successes is work. The reason we have schools is for work. As much as we care about each individual child and we care about the opportunities, it is all directed in our country towards work. When schools, public schools were started, they were started for three purposes: teaching and learning, child care. In order for everyone to work, you have to send your children someplace safe where you trust that they are safe. That way, everyone can work. And then the third purpose is to carry the culture. So we are constantly in our schools teaching the concept of work. And in our country, one of the first things we say when we meet people is, "What do you do?" Right? We're asking what their job is. That is the first thing we ask. It is part of our culture. And we are constantly looking for ways to enhance that work. One of the things that you'll see that's happening in our country right now is the focus on skills, because we are not sure that we have prepared our students well enough to enter the world of work. So we are taking adult skills and moving them down into the high schools so that we are teaching our 16-year-olds the skills that they might have learned when they were in their 20s so that they can enter straight into the world of work. So we have provided this problem-solving curriculum that is based off of role models. The other thing that we do is we teach the story. Why is it that you want to be the person that you are today? It is because you found somebody, you believed in someone, a family member, a famous person. And if we have the right role models that we're teaching our children, then they will become what they learn early, right? It is a continuous model. Keep going. So right now, across the United States, we reach about 7 million students, educators, parents. We have open source curricula, so it's more, but we can't count it. But some of our curricula that we can count reaches all of these. And you'll see if you go on our website, we have a number of documents that we talk about what we have done in order to prepare our students for the workforce. And one in particular I'll talk about in Ohio did an amazing job in the way that we transformed thinking about students being able to enter the workforce. We also use an AI tool in our development of our curriculum. And I think that what we will be able to also help and bring is the connectivity between English and Somalian. And so as you look at this, you can see that with our AI tool, everything that we have, we can translate. So a literacy piece is embedded in what we use. These are some of our curriculum connections. So our Netflix, imagine 150 tiles. Behind each tile is 9 weeks to a full year of content. Teachers can come in, they pull out the pieces that they want, that they are teaching. Vast library of resources. And we continue to develop and partner with a number of groups who are doing this. As the U.S. moves towards a much more privatized educational system, this is the model that becomes very critical. I mentioned our role models. Here's Hamza Warderi. But students need to see themselves in the future. And if you tell the story of the role model coupled with the skills that they need, then they want to learn. And so that is what we do, and you see some of our role models from all over. Kobe Boykins landed the Mars rover. He led JPL in doing that. The reason he's important is he's doing it with Newtonian physics, something that everyone should know. But most people don't think of the practical ways to do it. Brandy Harlow runs a recycling facility in Houston. She works with a huge section of Houston. Recycling in the United States, one of the emerging industries. Think commodities market. So we need to prepare our students to enter those kinds of areas that we may have not in the past. And we're adaptable to your classrooms, preparing the classrooms so that the students are prepared for the industries. And we have a number of certifications. Again, as I was talking about the United States and our workers, as our adolescents move towards industry, we teach certifications now in schools. So it is no longer just teaching Six Sigma or OSHA outside of the classroom, it's teaching it to all students. If you are not OSHA certified in our country, you cannot get on a manufacturing floor. It is a safety precaution. But if we don't teach it to our students in schools, then they have to leave the school and get certified. So in Ohio, one of the issues that the state was looking for is how do they get 100% of their students certified? They were only teaching it in vocational centers. They weren't teaching it to the whole population. So they brought us in, we teach school safety, and we teach it in the regular classrooms to 100% of the kids. Intel is beginning to create a major manufacturing center outside Columbus. And as they do that, they need a workforce to be able to go into that center. That is the thinking that exists in order to prepare the students to be able to satisfy the workforce needs. So we continue to win Best of STEM awards for our content and our curriculum. And as you can see, we are teaching career readiness across the country. And the way that we do it is we ask our young people to think about, what do they value? Where do they see themselves when they're 25? What does that mean? What is your job? How do you make the money to be able to have the apartment, the family that you want? What is your career? And then they think about those goals and they envision what they're going to do. In almost every state in our country, we have what is called the portrait of a graduate. And so with that, we are making sure that students, families, they're thinking about how their student enters the workforce. Okay. And to succeed, we explore careers. These are streamed videos. Vernon Green is the CEO of a company called G Cubed. It is a cyber company, and we're teaching kids how to enter the cyber world. We're actually starting now in 2nd and 4th grades with cyber gaming to get our students prepared so that they can enter into cyber as a career. They have to start early. You have to know about it. Peyton Mason runs a Virginia oyster company, fisherman, and he runs his own business. So how do we help our students to understand what's involved in that and become an independent businessman? Lindsay Long works in urban forestry. How do we help young women to see that they can work in careers that were previously designated as male-dominated fields? Biotechnology, competencies and extensions. Again, here we're working on biomimicry. How do you develop prosthetic devices that are based off biology? Okay? This is the future. This is what we are doing. So as we're building the pipeline up from early grades, we are also taking OSHA training. We're having certifications for our students all across the country. And the way that you are beginning now as a student to graduate from high school is you have a parallel structure. The first part is the traditional math, science, social studies, English. The second is skills, 12 skills that you have to have. OSHA counts as one. And so you see students graduating with a diploma that gives them the skills base as well as the competencies in literacy. I talked about the workforce. This is, again, more of our materials connected to it. Building a future. Six Sigma, important concepts. Those of you in business who have taken Six Sigma courses and certifications know that it teaches you a problem-solving strategy. It teaches you to work with partners. It teaches you to work with groups so that you get there. This is what we're teaching our young people so that they can go straight into the workforce. Technology. Our materials are set up so that students as well as teachers as well as parents can learn the technical skills that are necessary. And they're certified so that you're looking at these certifications that move you again directly into the workforce. We start early and continue. We start with early childhood, elementary, and then secondary. Coding is essential, coding with Python, etc. But you have to start early in order to have the skill set to get there. So as we advance into cloud computing and we're working with Java, it is essential that we help our kids to feel confident and successful with that. That's our future. And that's the complex skill set that will make them feel proud, and the certifications that will make them be able to work in the workforce. Again, it parallels everything that you say in here. You talk about the technology. Again, more content related to technology that we offer. And again, going back to thinking about new areas. So one of the things that you can do, and that we're doing across the United States, it's very interesting, is some of the new areas do not have certifications yet, right? So if you think major, like Vertiv works in data centers. And data centers are essential, but there is not a certification yet for data centers, and we're working on it. So the other thing that is possible is to develop certifications that match the industry. As we create new industry and new opportunity, the closer you can match the certification, the straighter the pipeline into that area. Does that make sense? That is all possible. So as we partner together, we'll sponsor schools and access, we'll support teacher training, we'll localize content, and we'll underwrite certifications so that a student in Somalia, just like the student in Fairfax, Virginia, will have the same certifications, and they can go to work for anyone in the world, wherever they are, because they have that certification and knowledge. And so we're not just a curriculum provider, we're a partner. And as we develop our partnership together, then we will offer students in Virginia Somalian opportunities in the same way. And in California and in Texas, they will be able to be partners with Somalia. So our students are learning the opportunities that you have here. Again, it is a pleasure for me to be here. I am so honored. Thank you so much. And as we embark on this journey together, it is about social capital. When you look at your students and your teachers, frequently we don't think about, it's only 10 years before they will be in the workforce, right? Our young people will be in the workforce. The more we pay attention to that social capital, the more successful our countries will be. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lenonov. We will have more senior speech, all of them tackling like challenges that will help increase the leadership. We will continue with our program, but please allow me, all of us, to allow the President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud to lead. Thank you very much. We move to our next agenda item.